another session with Rekopani.tv. We're here at the beautiful Mapungubwe Hotel in the economic capital of the country, in Joburg CBD, and I'm joined by Lee Harrison. Now, Lee's been an entrepreneur for well over 10 years, and while her business has grown from strength to strength, she's here to talk to us today about her current venture and her position as CEO of an amazing organization called Wisdoms. Thanks for joining us, Lee.
It's wonderful to be here. Thank you for inviting me. I look forward to just spending this time with you now.
Great, thank you. Lee, tell us a little bit about yourself as an entrepreneur, how you got started in business, and how you got involved in Wisdoms.
My joke about myself in getting started in business is that what I did in complete ignorance, I now realize was utter foolishness because I started in business because I just decided it was time for me to venture out, try something new, but I had no business experience, I had no business background, I had no family background that was anything to go on, so I just launched in, which means that I've had to learn through sometimes bitter experience from my failures as much as my successes, but the fact that 10 years down the line I'm here to tell the tale means that, you know, I've managed, and that's been a lot through mentorship, it's been a lot through learning through and with others, which has been a real gift for me. And in that process, my business has gone through various ups and downs, but also shapes and sizes. And while it's always been in the area of development of some kind, I'm now working specifically, as you say, in this arena that we call Wisdoms. And that came out of a desire to, first of all, diversify my business. I was focusing in sales, negotiation, and development and consulting, which I still do, but there was still this yearning in me to connect with the deeper essence of who people are, and to connect with what is the spark that actually gets them to do what they need to do in order to make their lives successful. And that's what Wisdoms is about.
So you've personally experienced the journey that has led up to the concept of Wisdoms. Tell us a little bit more about Wisdoms itself so that our audience understands exactly what it is and how it relates to the journey.
So Wisdoms is a center for personal and business success. It takes you on a journey through attitude, initiative, inspiration, leadership, entrepreneurship or intrapreneurship to business mastery. It is a combination of self-study and group interactions that allow you to think. I think in this world of ours where we are inundated with information, we can just be overloaded with stuff that we feel we need to do or think that other people are putting into our lives. And we need to start taking a little bit more control over who we are, what we want, what our path looks like. And that means we actually have to take the time to think. So we create opportunities for people to think their own thoughts. And we give you pegs to attach those thoughts to. So it allows some structure so that you can go on this journey of further growth and development that opens your mind, your thoughts, and your capacity to think and be differently to get the success that you want.
And how did you come up with the concept of Wisdoms? Where does it come from?
Well, I cannot claim any coming up with anything. My greatest gift is being able to connect with other people who have those gifts. So I have a business partnership with two other very experienced entrepreneurs, Trevor Nell, who's built and sold many businesses. One of them being the Academy of Learning in the sort of late 90s, which he took on grew it from 8 franchises to 42 franchises, and then sold it to a listed company. And our joint partner, Ivan Anderson, who does the IT development and business development of our business. And Trevor is an avid reader, and over many years he's taken from business gurus, from philosophical thinkers, from the great minds of the 20th and 21st century and beyond. That's why it's wisdoms, because it's the wisdom of the ages. It's universal principles that people have pulled out, and we've taken the threads of those, and he's interpreted them through his own life experience, which is what wisdom is for you and for me, is taking those same principles and sort of putting them through our own thought processes to interpret them and then to put them into action. And so we have these articles, we have visual pictures that highlight those principles, that then allow the conversation, that allow that simmering that says, okay, so if these are what people, the most successful people in the last 100, 200, however many years, how they've reached success, how does that then apply to me? And so we're using those thoughts from those various thought leaders interpreted through our own experiences.
Okay. So, as a small to medium-sized business owner, how would I benefit from going through the Wisdoms program? What is the benefit to entrepreneurs, especially in our kind of demographic and society, going through what we've gone through as a country? Why is it so important?
From my own experience, I believe, and I say my own experience, but I've seen it in other entrepreneurs. I think being an entrepreneur is the hardest thing in the world. You're on the sharp edge of just about everything that happens, whether it's from suppliers, whether it's from clients, whether it's from staff, whether it's from internal or business processes that you need to put into place, whether it's your bank manager, whether it's the demands and expectations from family, from friends, and you are constantly rushing from, it seems like, one crisis to the next, managing cash flow, managing all aspects of business. And at the end of the day, you are your own best resource. And being able to have the energy, the passion, the belief in yourself, the confidence to trust in your own truth, your own inner being, the attitude that you need to bring, that takes you through those dips when you feel like nothing's going right, everything's going wrong. How do you pick yourself up out of that difficulty in order to keep going? Because the one thing, and George Ross was, he's the Donald Trump's right-hand man, and when asked, what do you think is the key to success? And he said, perseverance. And so it's what Wisdoms offers to an entrepreneur like that is a foundation, is the principles and those things that you can hold on to that say, when the chips are down, when everything depends on me in order to keep this ship going in the direction that I need it to be going, these are the things that I can draw on. These are the principles that I can pull into. And this is who I am in this in order to make it happen.
Sure, that's amazing. And you said something that was really important and that kind of stuck with me. You are your own most valuable resource.
Yeah.
And if you think about that, then it's really applicable across the board.
Mm-hmm.
Anywhere where there is an economically active citizen, they have the responsibility to almost harness their own truth and turn that into power, and then turn that into some sort of productivity or contribution or value to themselves, to their businesses, and to their society. So is this something that is just for entrepreneurs and small to medium-sized businesses, or is wisdom something that's applicable across the board?
You've said it as well as anybody could have said it. Of course it's applicable to absolutely anybody and everybody. In the corporate environment, here you have individuals who work in teams, who contribute with other teams in order to achieve great goals. And the biggest difficulty that corporates face is this feeling of, I'm just a number. I'm just somebody who has to produce numbers. And corporates need to engage or enable their employees to engage more fully, not just in the vision, mission, and goals of their organization, but in their own, to have individual ownership of what am I bringing, how am I contributing, and what's in it for me. At the end of the day, I need to own my own being and contribution. And Wisdoms sparks that for the individual in a corporate environment, so that they show up with a greater sense of purpose and meaning. And I've seen that. It's not just something that I'm talking in terms of an idea or a principle, having worked in corporate environments with Wisdom's material. I've seen people say, oh, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to mentor 3 other women, for example, because I realize I've got more experience than I realized, and there are people that I can help in this organization outside my normal job environment or description. Somebody saying, I'm going to start an exercise program. Now that might be in their personal life, but if you're exercising and you're showing up with a greater sense of well-being and energy, of course you're going to be contributing better in your workplace. So that's where it shows up in a corporate environment, and if that impacts you as a person. If you waking up feeling like, I know why I'm getting out of bed, I know what I want to do today, and it isn't just all work and no play. One of the things that we talk about is appreciating the moments. And in fact, one of the things that we encourage people to do is just take their phone. And when they see a moment, and they're around us, even in Johannesburg, the lightning over Sandton City, the sunsets, the incredible skies that we have, even stuck in traffic, there could be a moment that makes you realize life is worth living.
Okay, so clearly this is something that everybody needs, as you said, as a foundation. You touched on the content and almost the structure of the program a little early on. Can you just tell us a little bit more about that? Because I heard some really interesting things like initiative and attitude, and I'm dying to explore how you would achieve that.
Often when people talk about personal and leadership development, they start with the section on self-awareness. And yes, that is a part of it, but what we've realized is that if you really want to be successful, it's not just the skill of entrepreneurship or leadership that is going to make you successful. You need a platform, you need a foundation that's embedded in who you are, that you can keep returning to when things get difficult. Skill alone isn't sufficient to ensure success. So what Wisdoms does is we spend a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of focus on these character building, personal development places. And we start very, very simply with a half-day program that we call The Difference Maker. And that comes comes from the perspective that if I'm going to get what I want out of my life, I need to give other people what they want. And I'm just actually quoting Zig Ziglar. It's not my own thought at all. That's what wisdom is about. That if you give enough people what they want, you will get what you want. And so truly making a difference to other people is how you make a difference for yourself. And you talk about the content, one of the first principles in the Difference Maker is you are already a role model. Who you are is already making a difference in somebody's life. Somebody, somewhere, whether it's a little person, a child in your life, whether it's a partner, whether it's a friend, a family member, or whether it's a colleague, somebody that you don't even know, that looks at you and says, that is somebody I really admire. And what you do, they're doing. And so there's responsibility that comes with that, and there's opportunity that comes with that. So that just starts the journey. But we then move into looking at attitude. And attitude, and the attitude that you bring into your life is about, what do I want out of my life? What are the things that I'm planting in my mind that are going to give me the wealth that I can draw on to achieve what I want to? So it is about your purpose, it is about your passion, but it's also about resilience. It's also about sticking through it and riding those waves of the ups and downs. And that's what attitude enables you to do, the right kind of attitude. Initiative is not depending on other people. Initiative is saying, I'm responsible, and you spoke about an economic, basically economic empowerment. And initiative is about that. Initiative is about saying, I need to be able to pay for myself in this world. And putting the mindset and the action in place in order to make that happen. Because at the end of the day, as much as I've been talking about it's thinking, it's how you think. Yes, it's how you think, but it's how you then apply what you think in action. And our favorite motto is, you can't beat Nike. Just do it. Just do it. So that's initiative. And then inspiration. Because, life is tough. And I keep coming back to that. But we all experience that. And somehow we think, once I've done a personal development course, I've ticked that box. Now I can get on with the rest of my life. That's not how it works. We constantly need to be inspired. We constantly need motivation. We constantly need to be reminded. Because we get tarnished. And our self-esteem, that gets knocked off us. And we start feeling a bit bruised from life experiences. And we need that inspiration just to keep us motivated, to keep us going along that road. And then it's skill. It's no doubt you have to have the skill of leadership, knowing how to manage a team, knowing how to manage yourself, knowing how to actually get through. And I say manage because we have this whole debate between leadership and management, but it's about ensuring that you get where you want to, that those goals are in fact achieved. And then entrepreneurship. How do you run a successful business? And again, that comes back to putting certain practices, processes, and principles in place to the point of business mastery, where you can do strategic alliances, joint ventures, mergers and acquisitions, and you can buy and sell businesses, companies, list, and that's the place that we really want to do, where you just fly.
I am so impressed with the fact that it culminates in a point so logically from entrepreneurship to business mastery, and it's based on that solid foundation.
Yeah.
It's based on it coming from within. So thank you so much for joining us today. Just before we wrap up, where can people access the course or the content, how do they become a part of it? And who do they contact?
Wisdoms has a website, wisdoms123.com, and 123 because it's as simple as 123. It's if you keep those things in mind. So it's wisdoms123.com. You can check us out there. You can contact me, Lee Harrison, and I'm at lee@wisdoms123.com. And so email, go to our website, and I'll put you in touch either with a group or self-study, or look at your organization and to see how we can impact there with yourself, your team, and we can make a difference there.
So there you have it. One of the most important principles we all learn when growing up is to seek wisdom from those who know better, those with more experience, those who've walked the road before. And it's never too late to start doing that. It's something that we should continue to practice as employees, as entrepreneurs, and as business masters. We need to learn to channel and harness the power within and realize that the value already lies within us. So thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.